You've always been a gung-ho overachiever, up early, working late, blazing full steam ahead past all of your colleagues. You took pride in being the it girl at any organization, the one everybody watched, and it paid off. You are a success. Lately, you've had a dirty little secret that you haven't voiced, even to yourself. You've started to feel tired, uninspired, lacking the same drive and passion that you always took for granted as being a part of your fabric. There's a name for that: career burnout. I have been there, but what do we do about it? You've put in years building and honing your professional skills, climbing the corporate ladder, or building your empire, so calling it quits isn't just a snap decision. In this video, I am sharing powerful strategies to help you bounce back, recharge, and hopefully rediscover your passion for your career. Learn key ways to break free from the burnout cycle and thrive again. Okay, ladies, let's do this. If you're in our community, you know that I've had a full-on 20-year career in corporate sales, working my way up into senior level leadership positions. So I have been there. Like you, I had always been incredibly driven, ambitious, and full steam ahead. I loved what I did. Until I didn't. Instead of acknowledging and trying to fix my career burnout, I ignored the signs and instead told myself, don't be a loser, buck up and get it done. That worked until I hit a wall and I left. These tips that I'm going to share with you are most applicable if you're in leadership style positions, but certainly they can be applied to most anyone. Number one, delegate more effectively. If you're someone who naturally reaches over and grabs the reins, chances are delegation is a hole in your skill set. Even more poignant, it's undoubtedly evolved into a situation where your plate is filled with action items that you should really be delegating to others, and it's starting to wear you down. Instead, empower your team by delegating tasks and responsibilities that don't require your direct involvement. Trust, but verify your team to handle these tasks. It may take a little work up front, but the investment of a little time is worth taking it off of your plate, leaving more bandwidth for you to focus on higher level things that potentially you enjoy doing more. Number two, set clear boundaries. This one is going to be difficult, heads up. Proactively seek to limit your work hours. Mindfully stop checking your emails at a certain point to prevent the burnout from constant demands. I told you that was going to be a hard one. My skin is crawling even saying it. And if you're feeling anxiety even thinking about it, here's what I have to say to you. Our greatest strength is usually our greatest weakness. That level of commitment and overachieving is exactly why you're successful. It's also part of the reason you're feeling burned out. Number three, implement regular downtime. This goes hand in glove with number two. Schedule dedicated, non-negotiable time where you disconnect completely from work in order to allow yourself to recharge. For example, tell your teams, I will not be answering emails or texts Monday through Friday from 6 p.m. on. That's a strong start, and it'll give your brain some much needed breathing room. Next step, agree to put away your phone and your laptop for work purposes all day Sunday or Saturday, whichever works best for you. These are very small steps that will help you to disconnect and recharge. Number four, invest in personal development. Whether through coaching, leadership workshops, focus on continuous learning in some aspect of your field to feel more inspired and engaged. What's new or emerging in your industry? Are there fresh and innovative changes that other businesses are implementing that inspire you? Number five, encourage a company-wide wellness initiative. Lead by example by promoting wellness initiatives and by creating a culture that values and prioritizes health and wellness. This is obviously most applicable if you run the business or you're in a higher leadership position. When I worked for a San Diego-based software company that focused on athletes and their events, we created a program called Active X. Every day from 11 to 11:45, we held an outdoor HIIT class. No signups needed, just show up and work out. People loved it. It encompassed team building, feeling amazing, laughing. Around 11:30, you could hear people in the halls going, Pelly, you going to Active X? I'm like, hell yeah. Number six, reassess your strategic priorities. Take a step back and evaluate your team or your division's key priorities. Ensure you're focusing on things that truly drive growth. Identify unnecessary distractions and seek to let them go. Next, delegate action items that are taking away time and mind space from your key priorities. Number seven, limit overcommitment. Again, greatest strength, greatest weakness. This might be a hard one for some of you. Learn to say no to meetings, events, and opportunities that don't align align with your key priorities, core goals, and values. You'd be surprised at the effect on your time and your mind space when you clearly identify what your key priorities are. Once you do, and you run requests through the lens of, does this add or take away from my key priorities? It's much easier to say yes or no thank you. Number 8, consider a leadership coach. Investing in a leadership coach can help guide you through complex decisions and offer strategies for managing stress and burnout. They can help you to gain clarity, guiding you through reflective exercises to identify your core values, your goals, and your vision, helping you to clarify what truly matters to you. They provide objective feedback by offering an outside perspective on your particular leadership style, decision-making, and challenges, allowing you to see areas for improvement that may not be totally obvious to you. Finally, they can help you manage stress and burnout with techniques for reducing stress, improving time management, and setting those boundaries, which can be key for preventing future burnout. Number 9, take a strategic break. I'll bet you've got a ton of unused vacation days, am I right? Listen, y'all, they are there for a reason. Use them, go, and enjoy. You are a human being, not a robot. Take a break. Consider planning an extended break to get away. Go someplace you've always wanted to go. Planning and dreaming is half the fun. Go online, start looking, then book it and just do it. Allow yourself the time for reflection and a fresh perspective. Breathe. It's hard. Number 10, outsource personal tasks. Delegate personal tasks like errands and household chores to others so that you can focus on more professional and self-care priorities. Just this simple act of delegation expands your bandwidth physically, emotionally, spiritually, and of course, mentally. It's rarely just one thing that soaks up headspace and bandwidth. It's usually accumulation of a myriad of little tiny tasks. The dog needs a bath, groceries for the week. The house needs cleaning, the pantry needs organizing. These are seemingly little things, but when added up, it's really exhausting on top of everything else. I don't have to tell you that. The best thing that we ever did in addition to our housekeeper was hiring a house manager who covers all of those ancillary things around the house and errands outside of the house as well. It is game changing. Number 11, learn new skills. Sometimes burnout happens from just feeling stagnant. That was me. I had run sales divisions for so long, I could do it with my eyes closed and do it very well. At a certain point, I started to wonder, okay, is this all there is? Is this really what I'm meant to do for my entire life? I really started to feel like a rat on a treadmill, day 1, day 2, day 3. Instead, pivot. Take a course, learn something new. Seek classes or programs that improve your expertise and help to reignite your enthusiasm for your particular area. Or consider whether you can branch off into another direction, into an area that builds on your expertise, yet offers fresh new challenges and opportunities to feel and experience that sense of growth that you've always loved. Number 12, talk to your boss. If you have a relationship of trust, of course. You're going to understand why I say this in a second. If you're feeling stagnant, like you can do what you do in your sleep and just, bored, consider talking to your boss about it. Chances are he or she has gone through the same thing that you're going through. Are there ways to modify your workload or responsibilities and replace them with fresh new challenges that excite you? Or are there internal opportunities within your organization that you'd like to be considered for and explore? One of my favorite and best salespeople came to me one day, walked into my office and said, "Can I talk to you?" Closed the door. I'm thinking, crap. This isn't good. She said, "Look, I love working with you. I love working on the sales team." What she really wanted to do was transition into the marketing department. This is what I told her. "Look, I would never clip your wings. And thank you for trusting me to share it. I think you'd be amazing in whatever you chose to do. And if that's what you want, you have my 100% full support and recommendation." She was hired and transitioned into our marketing department where she exists today as the director. Number 13, remember to prioritize your self-care. Identify things that rejuvenate you. Exercise, hobbies, spending more time with family. Then actually set aside time and engage in those. Conversely, can you set aside a single day each month just for little old you? a spa day, a day to do nothing but sleep in, get coffee, work out, read a book, whatever. Take care of yourself. There's only one you, and this world needs your light. Number 14, consider changing your work environment. A physical change like reorganizing your workspace, moving to a different location, or even working from home a couple days a week can really help to recharge your mindset and refresh your energy. For example, while we're here staying at the hotel, I work from the room for a little bit, and then when I feel kind of like stagnant and tired, I go down to the lobby, set up shop, and it just really invigorates my mindset. I get a lot of new fresh ideas, ironically, and it's just a small, minuscule change. Okay, those were 14 of our 15 tips to help dig yourself out of feeling burned out. But sometimes, like with me, the burnout was just too deep, and really nothing was going to change it. If this is you, number 15, consider a career change. Look, sometimes it's time for a change, and all of the career development, coaching, delegating, and self-care practices aren't gonna do squat. If this is you and your soul is just screaming, I am done, consider a change. You have one life on this earth. Do something that fuels you. The best time to look for a job is when you have a job. Think about a different industry or different role that excites you. Start exploring new options, fresh opportunities. No one needs to be the wiser. Make a plan, get your ducks in a row, then pull the trigger when it's right for you. Change is good, and you deserve all the happiness that this beautiful world has to offer. Take care, ladies, and I'll see you next week.